morning doing another certification review since I just wrapped up this test this morning. Today we're going to be talking about the GIAC Assessing and Auditing Wireless Networks certification, or the GAWN. The GAWN certification is based on SANS Security 617, which is wireless penetration testing and ethical hacking. The course is really good. I guess I'll start there. When I took it, it was live online with James as the instructor. Fantastic overall experience. Really enjoyed the course. I really like the hardware lab that comes with it. I think that's phenomenal. It's the SWAT hardware kit. The syllabus as a whole is pretty great. It covers a wide array of wireless technology, just not Wi-Fi. So when we start going through there, we look at Wi-Fi. We looked at things like DECT and Zigbee, Bluetooth, BLE, or Bluetooth Low Energy, NFC, smart cards, RFID, even software-defined radio. So there's a lot that gets covered. Um, Wi-Fi was fairly familiar for me. I definitely learned some stuff. It wasn't really my area of specialty previously, but diving into things like Bluetooth Low Energy was super exciting. I had no idea that software-defined radio was even a thing before this course, so that was also very interesting. Stuff like Zigbee, I knew about but didn't really play with, and RFID and stuff like that is just super fun. It actually is what sort of encouraged me to pick up the Flipper Zero because it's covered in the course briefly, but is also just kind of super fun to play with now that I understand some of the tech a little bit better. So overall, really great class. Um, the broadness of it and kind of the overlap between the types of coverage or what you're looking through is actually what made the test, from my perspective, a little bit hard. Um, a lot of these technologies use similar or seemingly similar methodologies, right? So, like, there's different kinds of handshakes during their pairings, during their authentications, and things like that. So, as part of the test, if it's asking you to do, what happens in step two of WPA four-way handshake versus what's happening in step two of a Bluetooth pairing, you have to really kind of remember what's going on for each of the segments. You have to remember what kinds of tooling is available for each one. Some of the differences between things like Bluetooth, BLE, and Zigbee can kind of get to you. The different kinds of like low frequency and high frequency RF cards and things like that gets there. And I think that's the point of the exam, right? Like, a lot of these things are very similar, but they are very different and have different purposes. So I get it, but for me, it was a challenge from an exam perspective. Usually, because when you take a test, it's very easy to kind of hone in on a couple of decent answers and two terrible answers, and you kind of move through there. But when there's so much similarity, it's easy to kind of get bogged down. Um, for exam prep, I used the same method I have previously on other SANS exams, which is build out an index based on keywords, tag up the books with post-its. I think I posted a video on that previously, so check that out if you're interested in that methodology. And that worked pretty well. The practice exams, as always, were very, very helpful. So I used the method of complete the class, go index my books, take the first practice exam, use the kind of feedback and the kind of feeling you get from after taking that test to tweak and modify your index to fill in gaps. Take the next practice test, repeat on your index if you need to, and then go take the final exam. And I took my final exam live in a testing center, so that was the first test I've taken a testing center since before the pandemic. So that was also nice. I very much enjoyed not having to deal with online proctors and the whole setup and process of that. So that was a nice big stress relief ahead of the test. So overall, highly recommended class if you're into wireless technology, if you're interested in the security behind a lot of this stuff or the lack of security in some cases. It was very, very interesting. The hardware lab, like I said, is fantastic. I still haven't set it behind me because I've been playing with it. I like it a lot. And super happy to be GAWN certified now. So that's pretty cool. All right. Well, that's my review of SEC 617 and the GIAC Assessing and Auditing Wireless Network Certification. Have a great day, everyone.